Hi everyone, Ashley here from the Woodland Wisp, and today I'm going to be sharing my pattern for these beautiful crocheted cell phone sleeves. This is called the griddle stitch, and it's not a special stitch at all. It is made by alternating a single and double crochet, so it's really easy to make, and it provides a very soft, subtle texture without being too thick or bulky. So I designed this pattern to fit a Samsung phone, and it does fit most of my Samsung models, but these are really easy to size, so you can customize them to fit any cell phone or tablet. So let's talk a little bit about materials and then we'll get started. For yarn, I am using this Peaches and Cream Stripes, and this is energetic pink. It's actually the leftover yarn from the last crochet video I did. My crochet hook is a 5mm hook that is a US size H. I've got some super glue here that I will be using on my tassel. And for beads, I've got this larger silver bead that I'm going to use for a button. And then this clear, it's kind of a pink color. And then two matching silver beads to go with that. And I am going to start by chaining 11. So 10 stitches is the width of my cell phone, and you can start with any multiple of 2 plus 1. And that plus 1 is just your turning chain. So you will have an even number of stitches throughout. Now these are worked from the bottom up, so if you're custom sizing this, just make sure that it's long enough to stretch from one side to the other of your phone or tablet. And now I'm going to work a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook and in each remaining chain to the other side for a total of 10 half double crochets. Now, once you reach the other side, instead of turning, I'm going to flip this piece upside down, and I am going to work a half double crochet in the back side of each one of these chains. And I am going to grab this start tail here, and I'm just going to half double crochet right over that so I don't have to weave it in later. So I'm coming into this first stitch here and pulling over my start tail and working a half double crochet and working a half double crochet in the remaining 9 stitches that I have here. This is what it looks like, and I have a total of 20 half double crochets here, 10 on each side of the start chain, and I am just going to slip stitch to that first half double crochet to finish the round, and then chain 1, turn your work, and we are going to skip over that chain 1 and that slip stitch and single crochet in the first stitch here. And then I'm going to work a double crochet in the second stitch. Just like that, single, double. This one is going to be a single and then a double. And then a single, and then a double. And you are just going to continue working like that all the way around, alternating a single crochet and a double crochet. We started with a single, and when you've worked around to the other side, you should end with a double crochet. So now I am back at the other side, and you can see that I've got my last stitch is a double crochet. My first stitch in this round was a single, and I am going to go ahead and slip stitch to that first single crochet to finish the round, and then chain 1 and turn your work. It is really important that you turn on every row because we begin every row with a single crochet, and that needs to go right in the top of that last double crochet we made. So for each row, your single crochets will be sitting on top of your double crochets and vice versa. So just make sure that you're turning with every round and that your stitches are lined up like they're supposed to be. There's a single and a double crochet. And again, we are just working single and double crochets all the way across, starting with a single, ending with a double on every round. Now, once you've got a few rows on here, you can go ahead and remove your hook and do a test fit with your phone or tablet, and just make sure that your width is still good and that that fits on there nicely without being too loose or too tight. And I am just going to continue working just like we have been, alternating a single and double crochet and turning on each round for a total of, for me, it was about 24 rows to get to the top of the phone. For your phone or tablet, that might be different, but just continue working that up until you have a good height on it for your piece. So I have got my height, and again, for me, that was about 24 rows, and you can see that this fits perfectly over my cell phone. My height is good. My width is also good, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do another test fit on this and make sure that I'm happy with it. This tends to stretch a little bit when you fit it on there, and I don't like mine to go all the way over the top. If you want it to overlap the top, you can, but I like mine to sit right here where that button will come right over the top of my cell phone. So once you have an appropriate length and you're happy with the fit, we can do this last row here and add our button loop and then continue on to our beads and stuff. So I am going to start by slip stitching into that first single that we made to finish the round. And then I am just going to slip stitch in the next 16 stitches here. And you want to work those slip stitches very loosely. If you do them too tight, then you'll cinch up that top border and it might not fit around your phone or tablet anymore. So make sure that you're slip stitching very loosely, and again, you're going to do that in each of 16 of these. So this is my 16th slip stitch, and then I am going to go ahead and chain 10 for my button loop. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then I am going to slip stitch this right back into that same 16th stitch here. So slip stitch right back into the same one, and then continue to loosely slip stitch over these last 4 stitches. There's 1. Oh, and 2. And 3. And 4. And then go ahead and slip stitch to that last one to finish this round. And that is it. So I am going to go ahead and cut this and leave a long tail for my tassel. And you can see when you lay this out that that loop is sitting right in the center of that upper cuff. So now I've cut my end here, and you can see that I've got a long tail for my beads and my tassel, and I am just going to begin by stringing these beads on here. And I'm going to push all these up to the top here. And then for my tassel, I am using 16 strings that I'm going to fold in half. So I've got my 16 cut here, and you can trim these down when you're done. So you don't have to worry too much about length. And then just like my mermaid tails, I am just going to do a simple under over knot here to attach these to my beads. And once I've got these strings on here, I am going to take this, this long one that I'm working with, and I'm just going to feed it in between these like this. And then I am going to work another simple over under knot to make the cap here for my tassel. So I've just got a knot there, and I'm going to pull all of these down together and just bind them right here with this knot. Just like this, and I am going to use a dab of super glue to secure this knot. So pull it nice and tight, and then just a little bit of super glue to secure the knot, and then we are going to begin wrapping this around. So and I'm going to wrap it and then glue, and then wrap it and then glue. And now that I've got a few wraps on here, I'm going to go ahead and cut this end. And then I am just going to use a little bit more super glue to secure that end there. Just like that, and now we can move on to the button. So I've got my button bead, and I have just strung it onto another string here. And now we need to find the center of the piece. So if you look at this here, there's this single crochet that sits just below the loop. So that is the center stitch, and I am going to go down a row to this stitch here, and we are going to be working on either side of that. So inserting your hook through the back on this side of that stitch, I'm just going to grab this one end that I have my bead on and pull that through to the inside. And then again, coming through the back side with my hook, and I'm going to come through this hole on the other side of that stitch here, and I'm just going to grab that other string and pull it through the back so that the bead is secured on the front there in the middle. And then I am just going to tie these two strings in a knot and weave in those ends. Here it is, guys. Now, if you want to put a strap on this, you can. I'm not going to do one on this one today, but this one has a wrist cord that I just attached with a key ring here. And this is called a crochet eye cord, and it's really great for smaller projects like this. It's rounded and skinny like a chain, but it's much more durable and will hold a little bit of weight. So again, I am not going to put a strap on the one that I'm doing today, but I do have a short video on my channel on how to do the crochet eye cord if you guys are interested in checking that out. And you can certainly make it longer for use as a necklace or crossbody bag. That is it for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and visit my YouTube channel and check out some of my other content. Next week, I will be making these clay beaded pens, and I'm really excited about that. I do all different kinds of arts and crafts though, and I do post a new video every week on Wednesday. So please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week.